his kind of personality and the kind of person I was bringing, he was brought up with, confront what the Ghana Police Service is putting out there. The kind of the reality that is on the ground is that
So what was supposed to be a solemn Friday prayer meeting for Muslims in Kumasi turned out to be a sour one after rampaging Zongo youth clashed with police for the second time in less than 48 hours. Zongo youth who had gone to the mosque in red bands in memory of the painful killing of their colleagues killed by police in a suspected robbery incident near Mansun Kwanta engaged the police in reprisals. The situation forced the Inspector General of Police, David Asantia Pietu, to abandon an earlier decision to meet the Zongo community and commiserate with the bereaved families. Police fired tear gas, rubber bullets and warning shots to disperse rioting youth who mounted roadblocks and burned tires on the road. The situation left some of the youth with rubber bullet wounds. Nasir Ibrahim is brother to one of the deceased. He tells my colleague Ohime Teria they can no longer tolerate the killing of their colleagues.
His kind of personality and the kind of person I was bringing, he was brought up with, confront what the Ghana Police Service is putting out there. The kind of the reality that is on the ground is that our brother is innocent and has never involved himself in even activities that would demean his humanity. Our brother has never even hold what we call a jackknife, not even to go and hold a pump action machine gun. We are calling on state authorities that the targeted killing of innocent Zongo youths is getting to its highest frequency, and we have already have the patience of a voter. Right now, our patience are not contained anymore. We are ready to fight for justice, even if it is going to take us at least 1 year, 10 years for us to arrive at a reasonable conclusion that our people are innocent. We are ready to sacrifice our time, our resources to make sure that the average Zongo boy, the average Zongo girl have the needed security that he has, so that they can move freely and about in Kumasi metropolitan and its environs. There is a saying that there's a circumstances surrounding their death. You can never do away with what we call politics. It is very known on record that all the 7 deceased are syndicated members of the current administration, which is on the MPP. So we are looking forward to it that the regional hierarchy of the MPP, the constituency hierarchy of the MPP will come out vividly clearly to explain to meaningful Ghanaians that our brothers are innocent. They should come out clearly to explain to Ghanaians that our brothers are most of the time security syndicates of the party. This is the time. We can never, and we will never allow the Ghana police force to maltreat the Zongo people like that.
Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police met earlier with the Asante Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, as well as Minister for Inner Cities and Zongo, Boniface Sadiq Abubakar, together with the Information Minister, Mustafa Hamid, and he appealed for more time for investigations to unravel the circumstances leading to the killing.
Just arrived from Accra, so if there's anything, it's very early to talk about the investigation that is ongoing. So you allow us some time, and then we'll come up with some results. that will satisfy the world. Oh, investigation is very fluid. It can be tomorrow or it can take a very long time.
Let's get on the lines now and speak to Ohiming Tewia, who's been following this particular story. Ohiming, we understand a RESEC meeting was expected to have been convened on this matter. Did it come off, and what details are we getting from it?
Yes, Araba, indeed, the RESEC meeting did come off, but unfortunately, officials or members of RESEC couldn't start the meeting after 2 p.m. That they planned starting it because of the skirmishes that occurred at the Central Mosque this afternoon. Don't forget the IGP was also involved, and especially the regional minister at that time also was with the entourage of the IGP when the Zongo youth attacked the police convoy.
There's been a lot of calls for an independent body to investigate this particular matter because a lot of people don't trust the police to do a good job. Earlier, we were informed that an independent body was going to be formed. What do we know about this?
For now, or until now, that has been the call from the Zongo chiefs and then the Zongo community in general. They have been calling for independent body to investigate the matter because they believe strongly that the police that has been accused of killing innocent people cannot investigate themselves. So the call for an independent body to investigate the matter has come, and then for the Interior Ministry to also accept that plea, I believe the Zongo chief will accept this in good faith. After yesterday, when I spoke to the General Secretary of the National Association of Zongo Chiefs, Alhaji Shuabu Musa Sharif, he did indicate that it's something that they will accept in good faith.
You've been speaking to a youth leader about the identities of these 7 men who were killed. We know that they are disputing the police's claims that they are thieves. What has he been telling you about the deceased?
Yes, I have been speaking to the youth, one of the leaders of the youth, and he has been giving me the identities of these people. Abdul Jawad Ango is one of the leaders for the youth, and he says Abdul Hanan Bashir, 36-year-old man, Bashir Mohammed, 31, and Babakande, 46, and Tanko Mohammed, 40, are the people who have been identified as members of the Zongo community here in Kumasi. And these are people that they have known for the past 25 or 30 years. So they can vouch that these are innocent people, so they know them in the community. But the rest of the suspects or the rest of the deceased, that is 3 of them, they don't know the identity. And that is something that they are challenging police to provide the identity.
Well, so tell us about the situation in the area now. I mean, there was uneasy calm in the area, Manson Kwanto, and some parts of Kumasi as well, when this clash happened. What's the current situation?
I would say calm has returned to the Central Mosque, especially within that space of the Akwesiara Aswanse zone, which was blocked by using blocks, cement blocks, and also bent ties on the way in that regard, with the presence of the police and even aftermath of Friday downpour. The youth have receded and they are back to their communities, and also yes, calm has returned to Asmati and its environment. But when I spoke to the Regional Security Council, some members did indicate that they are going to maintain the police military patrols even this evening until they are convinced that there is total peace in Asmati and its environment.
Many thanks. Ohiming Tewia is with sister station in Shira FM, and he's been bringing us that update on the situation in Kumasi, where Zongo youth clashed with police earlier today. We stay a while longer on this issue because Interior Minister Ambrose Derry has vowed that no police officer found culpable in the killing of 7 alleged armed robbers in the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi, will be spared. There's an easy calm in the city after police shot and killed the 7 in a suspected robbery incident at Manson Kwanta earlier this week. As we indicated, the police maintain the 7 are thieves, but This has been challenged by Zongo youth there. Mr. Derry says information available suggests not all 7 were resident in the area as earlier thought. He told my colleague Gifty Ando-Apia on the polls an independent committee will get to the bottom of the matter.
There is no policy on the part of the police to shoot and kill anybody. However, where there is an exchange of fire and the circumstances require, sometimes they can be death. Regardless of the situation, however, we find the death of a single person regrettable, let alone 7 people. And I want to take this opportunity to express on behalf of the government our condolences to the bereaved family. But having said that, we need also to make sure that this matter is investigated and that the truth emerges and that whoever is culpable is dealt with.
Is there a timeline you're looking at here?
The minister has announced the committee. I know that it has to be something that we all want to be dealt with as quickly as possible. But it needs to be made clear that the 7 people don't come from country. It seems to me that the media is presented as if all the 7 people come from Asawa, but it is not the situation. I would want us to subject the police version to critical analysis and also all those who have information to the contrary to come before the committee to give evidence. I've heard people even allege that the police, after killing the people, went to the wherever and got guns to come and plan. That sounds quite fictitious. But if there's evidence to prove that, we will deal with it. What I can show you is that the police has a record of every gun in the possession of the police, and nobody can go to a depot or any police storage system and take a gun without signing for it. And let me assure you, one of the things has to do with the postmortem report is going to help us tell how were they killed, if they were shot, from which direction were they shot, and all that would have to be put together.
So you heard the Interior Minister Ambrose Derry there. Let's go back to Kumasi, where my colleague Ohiming Tewia is with one of the Zongo chiefs, speaking to him about this particular matter. Ohiming.
Thank you, Araba. Welcome to Kumasi. I have with me here the General Secretary for National Association of Zongo Chiefs, Alhaji Shuabu Musa Sharif.
SM Sharif.
So Alhaji, you have been following developments, especially at the Central Mosque today. What is your reaction to this development?
Good evening to everybody. Actually, what I would say in the first place is it's rather unfortunate. This thing has happened the way it happened today. You know, yesterday when we had a discussion, that what we were supposed to do today was to have a meeting with the elders, the Zongo chiefs, the opinion leaders, and all those who matters in this issue at the Central Mosque after the prayers. That was what we were supposed to do today. Before that thing happened, then we had information that government has sent a high-power delegation to come and commiserate with the people of the Zongo community in Ashanti region or in Kumasi. When they came. I mean, that delegation, was what do you call me, Honorable Boniface Awaka, the Minister for Inner City and Zongo Development, and then Honorable Dr. Mustafa Hamid, Minister for Information. So they came. We prayed. When we prayed, then we decided to go. There's an office for the imams and ulamas. That was the place that we went to have the meeting. They said, so what they said was we should listen to the message they brought to us. Then after that, we will sit down and have the meeting that we already planned to do. So we went. I mean, they told us that His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, sent them to come and commiserate with the people and also to assure them that whatever that they requested, that an independent body, people to investigate this thing, they will do their best to see that independent body come to investigate this issue, and of which he indicated about 5 people will be set up to see which will neither be the police or even the people, because there's a likelihood because of the tension that is writing, it may be biased, so they will get actually an independent body and they will not leave any stone unturned. I mean, everybody was happy
with a statement and to assure us that they are with us. But actually, we were inside having that meeting, and we even discussed. So after when we finish, the Honorable Minister Boniface was asked to go and address the people outside. We didn't know. Then suddenly we just heard some tear gas, and not knowing that they said some people were outside. They bent tie. So what was happening? Actually, me, I was confused. I don't know what actually happened. To me, I don't know why the police people were there. Because these are people, our people. They are our children. I don't think any of them will get up and beat the people. I don't know whether they told them something was happening. Actually, I cannot tell what actually happened because I was inside. It's rather unfortunate. They used tear gas, so we were inside in an enclosed place with our chiefs, the elders, the opinion leaders, even with the Minister of Information, Doctor, and then the Minister of Inner City and Zongo Development. We were all inside, like in an enclosed place, very small. So the tear gas they just released started entering, and all of us started feeling the pinch of the pepper, something in our ears.
So you were, in short, you were also affected by the tear gas?
In fact, I was assaulted as far as the tear gas the police people released. Not me alone, the minister, all the ministers, the two ministers and their delegates, they were there. Our chief imam, the regional chief imam, our Serkin Zongo, the acting Serkin Zongo, and a lot of other people. So we had to use that. When we saw that the stench or the impact of the tear gas was unbearable, we decided to pass through it and then came out and then move. And then we heard also when we came out, we heard that there were some rubber bullets used.
Okay, so let me find out from you. This probably will be our last question for this interview. What is the next line of action? You were supposed to meet and take a decision. What was the decision that you arrived at?
In fact, because of this chaotic situation that happened today, the meeting that we were supposed to have, we couldn't even do it. So maybe tomorrow we'll sit down and see the next line of action that is to be taken. Because in any case, since we had a delegation from the minister, from His Excellency the Vice President, that is the high power government delegation that came and talked to us. I mean, we're also going to have our meeting. Whatever that we'll discuss, we'll put it on paper and we'll send it to them officially. This is what we want. But also let me use this opportunity to beg everybody. You know, a lot of people are discussing this as social issues. People should not be raising tension. If you are going to talk about it, know how to talk about it. I mean, people are dead. People are dead. Adin B is your sister or your brother or any of your relation. I don't know how you will feel. Like somebody, one of the MP today sat on Metro TV, and the way he was talking, it was very, very wrong. We don't like it that way. So whatever you are going to say, please, just be circumspect. Say it dispassionately, so that we'll all have a. Don't raise tension in the community, please.
Thanks so much, Alhaji Shuabu Musa Sharif, who is the National Secretary for the General Secretary for National Association of Zongo Chiefs here. However, I guess you take over from here.
All right, many thanks on him Interior there, and we're taking a short break. This is Joy News Prime, but still to come, police officer caught on video brutalizing female customer of a savings and loans company arrested. We'll bring you details of this incident and the very latest development. But up next is business.
Hello again, good evening to you and welcome to business. Now, consumers of various products and services are likely to bear the brunt of new tax measures announced by the Minister of Finance in the mid-year budget review on Thursday. According to traders in some parts of Accra, their businesses are likely to be threatened by the new measures, and they will have no option than to pass on to the consumer. Ebenezer Sabote has been engaging some of these traders and has come through with this report.
Some adjustments in the tax measures follow the inability of government to meet its revenue target for the first half of the year. To this end, the Minister of Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta, announced yesterday that some levies in the value-added tax will stand alone to help government maximize revenue from the process. In an engagement with some traders, they maintained that the cost effect will be passed on to the consumers.
The margin will be equal to what the government has brought out. The rates pay the same rate, even though we consider the government is trying to trick us in a way which we are all seeing. I mean, we don't have anything to do. We will just pass it on to the consumers.
So it means you are not going to absorb the cost alone. You are going to pass it on to people who buy.
Yes, we can't absorb the cost alone. I mean, it should be inappropriate. The consumers must also feel the pressure, because doing business is not easy. Yes.
So to me, it's not a big deal, because right now the system is moving forward, so everything have to go up. So whilst you just know how to calculate your things, to sell your things, and your customers, you let them understand this is what they're going on, or they hear the news, they hear what is going on. When you at least you know how to talk to them, they will understand.
Others also think the policy will slow down sales if prices are passed on.
It will take a long time for them to sell, because when you increase the prices, the market slows down.
So even though you are going to increase it back, it will delay the process.
Yeah, it will delay.
Now that there have been increments, you have to also pass to the consumer. Otherwise, there is no way we are going to get our money and our profits.
So what will be the margin of increment? Is it going to be more than what has been increased at the port or wherever you are taking your goods from, or you add something to in order to make profit?
We don't want to lose our customers, and we also think about our customers. Though there have been an increasement, but we are not going to increase that much for us to keep our customers and our relationship.
Consumers may have no option at this juncture than to brace themselves for another level of hikes in prices of goods and services.
Now, how well do you understand the fact that Ghana is going to mortgage its pensions and also bauxite for a 2 billion loan for infrastructural development? Well, that's exactly what was declared at the mid-year review presentation on Thursday. Odilia, Norvan and Philip simply breaks this down.
Hi, and welcome to OPN, breaking the business news down. OPN simply is Odilia,
P for Philip, and N for Norvan.
Okay, so now let's get the story out, all the issues out. Now, Philip, yes. Exactly what would you be talking about today?
Okay, I'm going to look at the National Mortgage and Housing Finance Initiative. What exactly is it, and what can we learn from this?
Okay, so Norvan, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at the bauxite that we have found and the fact that we are mortgaging that against development.
All right, so go ahead.
Okay, so Delia, very simply and very quickly, imagine these three caps are three different entities. One, potential homeowner. 2, lender of a mortgage like a bank, and 3, pension fund manager. What we are understanding is that we are going to use pension funds to invest in entities like banks that give out mortgages, which will in turn give this to potential homeowners.
So if people do not pay for their mortgages, then what happens?
Then it's the same cycle. If you don't pay, the bank doesn't get their money, and then they can't give back their returns to the pension fund.
It means that the pension fund is really going to suffer, isn't it?
Yes, that's why it has to be structured properly or appropriately, so that nothing negative happens to our pension funds, so that come retirement age 60, Odilia, Norvan and I will have something to fall back on.
Yeah, we could take a vacation. Now, Norvan, go ahead. Explain what really happens with this bauxite thing that we are sort of going to hedge or mortgage in order to be able to have our infrastructural development.
Okay, so very simple. These are 3 mobile phones that we're going to be using. Ghana has all the money and all the resource, that is the bauxite. And then Ghana went to China and said, look, I have bauxite, so I need money for development. So they go to China. China may decide that they need this bauxite. And so we decide to even send a company from China itself. So the company comes to the middle. So Ghana is going to be taking money from them. And the simple thing is that we need this money to be able to do development, and we're going to take pressure off the budget, the fiscal budget. That's what it means. So you give, Ghana goes to China for the money, and then the company comes to mine, Ghana agrees that when you mine on the nominal values in terms of what will be the value of what you put out there, when you've extracted the bauxite, processed it into aluminium, we take 40%, and that 40% out of which we use part of the money to pay for the loan that we have taken from China.
Simple. So we have resources. Let's just go and take a loan and then get a company to come and mine. We share the money. What Ghana gets, it uses it to pay for the loan that it took from China for infrastructural development. These were the two issues, big issues that were in the budget. Well, that is definitely the breakdown. My name is Odelia.
My name is Philip.
And I am Norman Akwe.
OPN, breaking it down.
And some education there on aspects of the mid-year budget review. And away from that, two international airlines, Delta Air and South African Airways, landed at the new Kotoka Terminal 3 with passengers from the United States as the airport began operational tests for the new aero bridges at the new terminal. According to the Ghana Airports Company Limited, the two airlines, South African Airways and Delta Airways, voluntarily offered the use of their aircraft as part of the initial operational trials. Airport officials say so far the process has been smooth.
The two flights, South Africa Airways and Delta Air, arrived in the early hours of the morning at around 9 a.m. and 9:36 a.m. respectively. According to the Ghana Airports Company Limited, the two airlines voluntarily offered to use their aircraft as part of initial operational trials at the airport. So far, the processes have been smooth. The first full-scale simulation exercise for Terminal 3 is scheduled to take place tomorrow, Saturday, 21st, 2018, and about 1,000 volunteers have been briefed to perform various roles.
Now, the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, is urging government to invest in aquaculture to help meet the expected shortfall in fish supply as well as to create more jobs. This comes as the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture has declared a closed season on fishing for both industrial and artisanal fishermen in the month of August. The FAO says although the measure is necessary to replenish the fish stock, investing in aquaculture is also necessary to help meet supply and cut down imports.
The closed season for fishing is expected to take off in the month of August as a measure to replenish the stock of fish in the country's waters. The announcement has been faced with stiff opposition from fisherfolk who are raising some concerns of potential shortage of fish on the market. But for the FAO, Ghana can meet its demand if attention is paid to aquaculture.
We believe that Ghana can produce a lot. The potential is huge, in particular aquaculture, and can meet its demand through increased production of fisheries through aquaculture. You see, the problem with importation of fish, not just fish, of fries or of other things which Ghana can produce. The implication is not only the impact on the foreign currency, on the hard currency, that you have to pay in dollars or in euros, and in order to get these dollars and euros, you have to, sell other things. It can be oil for Ghana or cocoa and so on. That is not the only problem. The other problem is this is paid in cash. Ghana does not borrow dollars or euro to pay for importing fish. It's paid for, which means there is a lot of markets for fish. People are willing to pay for fish products, and therefore, if increased production can be increased, quality and safety can be ensured, producers will not face a problem of markets in Ghana.
Current figures from the Fisheries Ministry show that out of over 1 million metric tons of fish required, the nation's annual fish production stands a little over 400,000 metric tons as of 2017.
And that's all in business tonight. For more business news, you can log on to our website, www.myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji. We have further small news ahead. Don't go away.
You're welcome back. Now, a police officer who was caught on video assaulting a female customer of a savings and loans company here in Accra has been arrested. The officer, whose name has been given as Frederick Amano, is seen in the video, which has gone viral, brutally assaulting the lady who was carrying a child at the time. Well, Joy News is learning the lady who has failed on several occasions to retrieve her deposit with the bank was there on Friday in another effort to take her money, insisting she would not leave despite all efforts to persuade her. What ensued in the video is the police officer's attempt to force the customer out of the banking hall. So it was the Interior Minister, Ambrose Derry, who first indicated his disgust after seeing the video.
I'm disturbed by this video that has gone viral about a policeman who was so barbaric towards a woman, was a baby, an armed woman. I have called the IGP and directed that immediate action should be taken on the matter and that I'll be given a report on what has happened. Such behavior is unacceptable for a policeman to be that hostile, to be so wicked and so barbaric to an unarmed woman. The person is in police uniform.
Yeah.
And so I've accordingly directed the IGP, who should have all the database, to look at the matter and deal with it immediately. So I'm waiting for his feedback to come clearly. This person is in uniform, is under the premises of a bank, and therefore it must be a police officer. He is armed, and all things being equal is a police officer. I've sent the video to them. The man can be identified, and I think that action should be taken immediately. They have told the IGP to take immediate action and get back to me, and I'll be waiting for that. And he would get back to me.
Now, there's been widespread outrage on social media over the conduct of the police officer. We'll bring you some reactions on that. But the Director General of Public Affairs at the Ghana Police Service, ACP David Eklu, a while ago condemned the officer's conduct.
We are all outraged at this highest level of unprofessionalism by the police. The Inspector General of Police has just viewed the video about 30 minutes ago and has issued instructions that the policeman should be identified and be made to face the full rigors of the law. As I speak now, he has been identified as working at Accra Regional Police Operations Office, and the process of him being placed under arrest is almost complete now. So the policeman has been identified, and the necessary procedures will be triggered so that he will face the severest punishment according to the laws that we have under the police service, as well as the criminal charges that possibly be leveled against it. Severest punishment can even lead to dismissal. In addition to criminal prosecution, outrage about this unprofessional, this is the highest level of unprofessionalism that we don't expect under this new dispensation or other dispensations. This is not what we expect of police officers. This is not how police officers have been trained. And this case is unpolice-like, I would say, as we say in our language. And I believe by now, because we are not in Accra, we are in Kumasi, I believe by now he should be behind bars.
Well, the management of Midland Savings and Loans has also condemned this incident and the conduct of the police officer. They've issued a statement on this matter. My colleague Manasseh Azira-Winnie has a copy of that statement. He joins me in the studio with details. So what's the management saying about this?
Well, Araba, what the statement says, and I want to read exactly what the management of Midland Savings and Loans has said. It says, and I quote, "The attention of the management of Midland Savings and Loans Limited has been drawn to a video recording of police brutality against a customer of the company in the premises of one of the branches of the company. The management of Midland Savings and Loans Limited unequivocally condemns the said act and hereby renders an unqualified apology to the customer in question and the general public for the said act by the officer assigned to the premises of the company by the Ghana Police Service. Management has already reported the matter to the police for the necessary action to be taken to ensure the customer gets justice." It goes on to say that management has further commenced its own investigations into the matter and will ensure that those involved are dealt with in accordance with the law. The last paragraph of this statement says, "Management wishes to assure the general public that the company shall cooperate with the appropriate law enforcement agencies in the course of their investigations into this matter," and is signed by management.
And Manasseh, you've been digging up some information on this particular matter, and you have additional information suggesting that the bank is not entirely in a good position, which is why this happened. So give us details on what the position of the bank is and how this affects or how this has led to this particular incident.
Okay, the information we had when this issue came up was that this woman went to the bank late after the closing hours, and that's how the disturbances began. But we have also been speaking to sources very close to the bank, people who work in that area. And the information they are giving is that for some time now, quite a number of customers come there to demand their monies. And it is believed that this bank may be going through some financial distress, and so people come there and they are asked to get their monies and they are tossed. And if you even listen to a second video, there's a second video of this incident in which the woman is heard, or the people in the bank are heard telling this woman to go and come the following day for her money. So the information we are having is that this woman went there quite early in the day, and that she was asked to go home again, and she insisted she had to get her money before she went home.
Okay, many thanks, Manasseh. Manasseh, stay with me, because we do understand that we've managed to get the sister of the assaulted lady on the phone. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Joy News Prime. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Nepatron, what to say? Yo, yadasi pi kakra yebeba monchain yadasi. But let's stay on this matter, and let's get more on this matter. I do believe she's still on the line. Hello, madam.
Yes.
Okay, inti lady ne sister na wa emphasis here. Na lady na policeman ebo no ono no wa himfa. Lady na policeman ebo no ono. Me bisa se lady na police ebo no ono wa himfa sesia.
I mean, but to me kasabu.
Ono na o say na so ye ne ya no. Hello? Okay. So unfortunately, we had to cut that conversation short, but we are trying to reach the victim of this particular assault. In the last few hours, the police has released a statement, but let's go to the police CID headquarters, where my colleague Aisha Ibrahim has been trying to speak to officials of the police service. Hello, Aisha. What have the police been telling you? Okay, we're having some difficulties connecting to Aisha, but we do have a copy of that statement from the police, which was released a short while ago. Manasseh, what are the details?
Well, the police is saying, and I want to quote verbatim what the statement says, that the attention of the police administration has been drawn to a video circulating on social media showing a police officer assaulting a woman carrying a baby. The administration has identified the policeman as number 50260, Lance Corporal Goji Frederick Amano, popularly known among his colleagues as Scala. He is stationed at Accra Regional Police Operations Unit. The administration has already commenced investigation into his conduct. In addition, the Inspector General of Police has directed the officer's immediate arrest for criminal processes to begin. Further, the administration condemns the behavior of the officer as being contrary to professionalism and tenets of the ongoing police transformation program. So, Araba, this is the statement from the Ghana Police Service.
Okay, so let's stay with the police and head to the police CID headquarters, where Aisha Ibrahim has been speaking to officials there. Aisha, what have the police been telling you?
All right, Araba, we are having confirmation from credible sources in the police service that this police officer in question, Lance Corporal Frederick Amano, has been interdicted and is in police custody. Now, he's being investigated for professional misconduct by the Police Professional Standard Bureau, whilst criminal investigation is underway. Earlier on, I spoke with DSP Sheila Bachman, who issued that press statement you read a while ago, and she is assuring the public that the police will do all it can to ensure that the appropriate punishment is handed over to this police officer for this professional misconduct and this criminal offense he's committed. One thing she's sure about is that he will be punished. I mean, the appropriate punishment will be given to her after the investigation is conducted. We're also told by a credible source here at the police service that officials of the Midland Savings and Loans Company was invited earlier on, and they were interrogated by the CID to assist in this whole investigations, and they are cooperating so far. So Sheila Bachman told me earlier on that the whereabouts of the police she cannot tell me, but all she can say is that he is in police custody. She will not say whether he is in Accra, Adabraka, or wherever, but he is in police custody, and she's sure that the police will do a good job in this investigation. Araba.
All right, many thanks, Aisha Ibrahim, coming to us from the police CID headquarters with those details. And as she indicated, the police in the last few minutes, let me say, have released a statement on the matter. As Manasseh earlier indicated, they are investigating it. They have called on, they are also speaking to management of the bank as well. But Manasseh, did the police say anything about what they are doing to ensure that, you know, this kind of thing does not occur in the near future?
Well, the concluding part of the statement actually addresses that, Rabba, and it says, following this conduct, the police administration has issued a stern warning to all police officers, reminding them to resist from any such human rights abuses and misconducts. It goes on to say that the police administration assures the public that the outcome of this investigation into the officers' conduct shall be made public.
All right, many thanks, Manasseh Azurio Winners, my colleague here at Joy News, and you're listening or you're watching Joy News Prime. There's a lot more on this. I mean, there's been widespread outrage on social media over the conduct of the police officer on Twitter, on Facebook, and many social media handles, and we will be bringing you all of that in the coming minutes. So many reactions to that particular incident. Stay tuned to Joy News Prime, because later on in the bulletin on JNI, we'll be bringing you those reactions. Right now, we're taking a short break, but You're welcome back. Now, President Akufo-Addo has reiterated his government's commitment to fulfilling its campaign promises. The president is currently on a tour of the Upper East region with issues of roads, the One Village, One Dam policy and the Planting for Food and Jobs program top of his agenda.
Akufo-Addo today inspected ongoing work on the Navrongo-Chuchuliga-Sandema Road and cut sword for the construction of a new district police station at Sandema. Addressing chiefs and people of Sandema at Ideba later on, President Akufo-Addo said this year 570 dams will be constructed in the 3 regions of the north and the Busa area will get 20 of them.
It is not right 60 years after independence we have not been able to create the conditions for all year-round farming in the 3 northern regions. So overdue. That is why we have committed ourselves to the program of One Village, One Dam, so that every part of the northern region of our country will have access to water, irrigation, to be able to support farming all year round. This year, we're constructing 570 dams in the 3 northern regions, of which the Busa area is getting 20. 10 for Busa North, 10 for Busa South.
He also touched on the roads and farming sectors in that area.
On the Navrongo-Sandema Yasa Road. Well, it was a water some time ago because the farms is slowed down. The Minister of Road and the Minister for Finance have organized themselves with the contractor is now fully mobilized to continue the work. I think very soon you will see good results from that. Establishing 50 warehouses across the country to provide for storage for the output of our farmers. For too long, as farm produce not been run in Ghana because we don't have any structure for storage. At the end of this year, when the 50 warehouses are in place, that is also going to be a thing of the past.
The president will next tour the northern region beginning Saturday. Albert Soris report for Joy News.
Now, government says it has released 336 million cedis to various assemblies as part of the District Assembly Common Fund, which has been in arrears since the beginning of the year. Members of Parliament have raised concern about government's inability to pay the amount and was stifling development at the local level. Responding to questions on the floor of Parliament, Deputy Finance Minister Abena Osei Asare assured government is committed to releasing the amounts to the assemblies on time.
The lead time occasioned by this process is further prolonged by the rigidities in our budgets and consequently cash flow. In situations where revenue inflows are not sufficient to meet all constitutional charges on the consolidated fund, delays are occasioned. In the specific case of the 2018 first quarter payments, the Ministry of Finance processed and released an amount of 336,168,522 cedis, 76 pesos to the Controller and Accountant General's Department for disbursement into the District Assembly's Common Fund. This accordingly has been paid to the DACF. On our part, that's Ministry of Finance, we did the release on time. So maybe we will need to liaise with the Ministry of Local Government and the Administrator of Common Fund to expedite action when these release letters come to them. But from the point of view of Ministry of Finance, we did release the letter and then the funds on time.
Now, the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital has opened the Accident and Emergency Center, which is expected to bring relief to many who need emergency healthcare in the country. Saddled with overwhelming number of patients and mounting pressure on facilities, the hospital says it is making strides in making the no-bed crisis a thing of the past. There's more in this report.
Following widespread public outcry over the lack of beds as well as limited space for treatment of emergency cases in major health facilities, government has made the move to introduce stopgap measures to stem the trend. Government on Friday opened the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital's Accident and Emergency Unit, and the facility was constructed to ease the pressure on existing facilities there. Speaking on behalf of the President, Health Minister Kwaku Agyeman-Manu revealed President Akufo-Addo has donated 200 beds, 10 trolleys and 10 wheelchairs to the Accident and Emergency Center at the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital to boost healthcare there. Mr. Agyeman-Manu disclosed that plans are underway to establish an efficient emergency call center in collaboration with the National Ambulance Service to coordinate the evacuation of patients in emergency situations.
The President, through the Ministry and the Board, is providing us with 200 beds immediately to address this problem. Prior to that, Korle Bu itself was making serious efforts to put in about 120. And Dr. Sam, I believe the engagement I have with you is still on course. Yes. Said that we'll still add on that 120. Plus the few other ones that fellow citizens have also donated to us. These gestures, I hope, will help alleviate the problem as the hospital moves into the expanded and well-equipped new emergency center. I must admit that these measures will bring only some relief to patients and caregivers in the short to medium term.
Hospital, please clap for them.
Head of the Accident and Emergency Center, Dr. Frederick Kwarteng, in an interview with Joy News, hinted that the newly commissioned center is well stocked with modern equipment needed to handle all emergency cases.
We have all the equipment you can think of in any state-of-the-art emergency. We have made available an intensive care unit, a 2-bed intensive care unit that takes care of severely head-injured patients and acute asthmatic patients. We also have a high-dependent unit, which is a 3-bed plus a baby's cot. And then we have defibrillators, we have ultrasound machine. Now what it means for the patient is that the concept of no bed syndrome as a short to a medium term measure has been resolved. Now no patient which is brought to Korle Bu will be sent away. All patients who are referred to Korle Bu will be received and nursed comfortably in the bed and not in a plastic chair or on the floor.
It is the expectation of government that these interventions will help bring some relief to citizens in times of emergency.
We stay on the health sector because telecoms operator MTN Ghana has handed over an ultra-modern 40-bed maternity ward to the Tema General Hospital. The 5.5 million Ghana cedi facility built through the MTN Foundation is expected to reduce the burden on the hospital. Addressing the ceremony, Chief Executive Officer of the MTN Ghana, Selom Adadevoh, pledged the continuous support of the network for such projects. Diana Amankwa filed this report.
Tema General Hospital, one of Ghana's biggest referral centers, has over the years recorded deaths due to the poor conditions of maternity wards. The new ward, which is expected to serve about 22,000 women annually, comprises a theater, nurses' station, a 40-bed ward, and washrooms, among others. CEO of MTN Ghana, Selom Adadevoh, pledged the continued support of the telecommunication network and hope the facility serves its purpose.
Today, the management of the MTN Ghana is happy to officially hand over this facility, which was built from scratch starting 2 years ago. We expect that the facility will make the lives of our expectant mothers and staff a whole lot brighter, in line with MTN's mission statement. It is our fervent hope that finding accommodation in this facility will no longer be a challenge, and that expectant and new mothers with their babies having to lie on the corridors or on the floor at the mercy of the weather, mosquitoes, and other bugs will be a thing of the past.
A medical director of the hospital outlined challenges that face the hospital and called on other organizations for support.
They are still there. There's the morgue there, there's the central theater on my left. These are some of the challenges that we have. The other time we said, could the hospital be upgraded to regional hospital status? Regional hospital doesn't need to be co-terminus with the political boundaries.
Thank everybody here. Thank MTN today. We want to pray so that everybody will be able to work again. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, MTN.
MTN Ghana Foundation is hopeful that the hospital will transform the quality of care for patients who patronize it. For Joy News, Dinah Amankwa, Tema General Hospital.
Now, many girls in communities of Kratchi East District in the Volta region are yet to enroll in school due to poverty and lack of decent learning environment. Despite various social interventions put in place by UNICEF and the Korean International Cooperation Agency and government, many young girls are unable to complete junior high school. UNICEF country representative Anne-Claire Dufay says the situation has become very worrying. Joy News' Charity and Hill Bartels visited Kratchi with UNICEF to assess the impact of the mission's Better Life for Girls in Ghana project, and as far this report.
Kratchi East is one of the 25 districts in the Volta region. For decades, the lack of decent employment and income-earning activities have contributed to majority of adolescent girls in the Volta region suffering from exploitative forms of labor. However, the joint partnership between UNICEF, KOICA and the government of Ghana has seen some slight improvement in school enrollment, but same cannot be said for girls in the area. According to UNICEF country representative Anne-Claire Dufay, poverty and early marriage are two major factors impeding the progress of the project.
And today we had a conversation with girls and boys at the school. It was very clear that the poverty was affecting their education, because some of the girls were saying how their parents don't have textbooks, they don't have books. Some of the parents even would like their girls to leave school and marry a man because they think it will be cheaper, and that continuing their education will not lead anywhere. So the Better Life for Girls program that is funded by KOICA and implemented by UNICEF and the government of Ghana is actually trying to, improve the situation of girls by promoting education.
In 2017, the Ghana Statistical Service estimated the poverty rate of the Volta region at 33%, translating to 1 out of every 3 individuals in the region living below the national poverty line. To help improve the situation, the Korea International Cooperation Agency allocated $5.2 million to support interventions in the region, particularly Kratchi East.
KOICA as an organization are trying to boost the gender equalities and then to contribute to the mainstreaming issues for all our projects. So one of our discussions and the conversations with UNICEF created this project, which is called the Better Life for Girls, with the amount of $5.2 million. And we started it in last year, 2017, and then we expect to finish it in 3 years until 2020.
Some beneficiaries of the Better Life for Girls project shared their thoughts with Joy News.
My fiance, some met me up on my homeboard, and my fiance, na my dream from Bemasemu, na my free Minim Madame Fufua Muna Neomuka in my mid Kodufia, may me one for son, Aduma dear Mr. D. I mean, Siadia, and my bomb home, I did not my Siadia. Miss Siadia, and my bombing home by me, family whom cook Bam Bamba, no one say me. To Miss Siadia, no bombing home by.
UNICEF, KOICA and government are optimistic the Better Life for Girls project will be expanded to cover more areas in the region and for that matter the country in order to offer broader opportunities for young girls and boys to explore their full potentials. Charity Emihel Battels reports for Joy News, Karachi East, Volta Region.
But from me and the rest of the team, thank you for watching Joy News Prime today. Good night.
This is Joy News Prime.